Hello and welcome to this tutorial video about the Teamstar platform, available at this URL, teamstar.e-ce.uth.gr. The Teamstar platform is a digital collaboration tool based on the design thinking methodology, in which we are going to create design thinking canvas and give them to our students in the framework of workshops. Let's begin by creating an account on the platform. In order to create an account, you will be prompted with a username, a password that you will need to confirm, and first name and last name. If you're a teacher, you also are going to be needing to insert a teacher code, which you've been given. If you're a teacher and don't have a code, please contact us to get one. Otherwise, if you're a student, don't worry about the codes. Afterwards, please click here to accept the privacy policies and submit. Upon creating our account, you can see that we are given an OTP, one-time password, which can be used to reset our account in case we forget the password. Make sure to note it somewhere safe. As a student, I only have access to workshops here, and if I click on my workshop, I can insert codes given by my teachers to enroll into the different workshops they have created. Let's begin first by logging in as a teacher and see how to manage Create Canvas. As a teacher, my options are slightly different because I have access to my workshop, but also my canvases and the public canvases. I can change the language of the platform at any time by clicking here on the desired flag. I can exit the platform by clicking on the Logout button. I can also view my dashboard here. We'll see that later. And this bell icon will alert me if I have any news. Let's begin by canvases. Canvases are design thinking structures which are going to follow the design thinking methodology with 4 or 5 or 6 steps according to the methodology you want to follow. My canvases are a list of the different canvases that I have already created, and if I want to create a new one, I can click here on Add New Canvas. If I want to select one of my canvases already created, I can look for them through this search tool, which can help me selecting either by language or by terms, or also by meta tags which are associated with the canvases. Let's create our first canvas. We need to enter a name and a description for our canvas. We can also add tags to help us find canvases better and understand better what they are about. Then we need to enter the number of levels of design thinking we want to use in this canvas. The number can vary from 1 to 15. Most of the time, it's 4, 5, or 6. Finally, I can also select the language of my canvas, and then I click on Save. Once I have created my canvas, I can either delete it directly or edit it to create the content. If I enter the canvas, I can see I can change its name, I can change its description, add some more tags or change the language, and I can now modify each level of the canvas. One level of a canvas is a series of notes which are put onto a wooden board. You can change the style to aluminum board by clicking this button. To create a note, click on the plus button here, and a new window will appear to create a note. This note can be text or images or video or any combination of the above. If I want to enter some text, I can enter the text here, change the color of the note, and click on the Save button. Now that the note is created, I can move it around freely, including all the way down. The board will automatically resize according to my notes. I can also change its dimension. And if I want my students to be able to move or delete my note, I should unlock it. Otherwise, I should keep it locked if I want my notes to be untouchable by my students. I can also create notes with images by either selecting a file on my computer or entering here the URL of the image I'm interested in. Here I'm going to select this image on my computer, and I will redimension the note so we can see the image slightly more clearly, like so. If I want to enter a video, I click on this icon and then enter the URL of the YouTube video I want to display. The video is ready to be played. If I want to duplicate my note, I can click here on this button and it will create an exact duplicate of the note that I can move around. If I want to delete a note, I simply click on the trash can here for 3 seconds. If I want to copy an entire level, I can use the copy button here, go to another level, and then click on the paste button. My entire level has been copy-pasted here. Once I'm happy with my canvases and all its level, I can click on Save. And I see that on top of editing it or deleting it, I can also duplicate it or publish my canvas. Publishing means that my canvas is going to appear into the list of publicly available canvases that already exist. You will notice that I can edit the canvas I created, but I cannot edit the canvas which have been created by others here. In order to edit them, I need to duplicate them so they will appear now into my own private canvases zone, and I can then edit them and do with them as I see fit. Once I have created a canvas I'm happy about and want to give it to my students, I will need to go to my workshop and create a new workshop. You can see here the list of existing workshops. There's the name, the description, the language, and if I want to, I can delete them by clicking on the trash icon here. Let's create a new workshop. I am prompted with a new name. Let's call it my workshop. I am given automatically by the platform a code. This code needs to be given to all my students so they can enroll by themselves to the platform and to my course. I can enter a description for my workshop and some learning objectives, and I can also add, like for Canvases, some tags. Next, I can select the minimum and maximum size of the teams of students I want to work together on my activities. And once I'm happy with all that, I can click on Save. To enter into a workshop, click directly on it. You see on the left-hand side the language, the name of the teacher, the code that you need to give to your students. And if you click here, you can see the members which are already enrolled. No one for the moment. I see here the title and the description of my course. I can modify at any point the settings of my workshop by clicking here. And I can add a canvas by clicking on this button. The platform is showing me all of my private canvas. So if I want to insert a public canvas into one of my workshops, think about copying it first, duplicating it into your own private canvases. So let's take that canvas. I am now asked for each of the level of the canvas to enter an end date. So the starting date is going to be the date of today, but I can change it as I see fit and set it to start in a week or 2 or 3. Here, the ending date of each of the level of the canvas can be set freely. Of course, you cannot finish a level before the level before. So you need to have them all into the correct chronological order. If I want to have several teams working on the same canvas, I can duplicate here my canvases. So if I have 5 teams which are going to work on the same canvas, I can just here enter 5 and then save. The platform has now created 5 identical canvases for me. I can change the title here by double-clicking on the title and entering names of my teams, for example. Like so. If I enter the canvas, I can see the canvas I've created before. I can also see at the bottom a chat zone, which the students can use at any point in time to communicate between each other or to communicate with the teacher. And I see the different levels of design thinking and the brainstorming zone. Brainstorming is a specific zone that opens when students are asking for the help of their peers. As a teacher, I can interact by giving reviews of each of the levels when students ask me for it, or I can give them some help if I want to. Basically, it opens a message box and I can now enter some message. I can see here all the help message I've entered, and I can give reviews, which basically consist of some text and a pass or fail grade. And I can see my reviews here. If I failed a level, you can see that it's now displayed in red. And if I pass one, it's going to be displayed in green with a tick nearby. If I go back to the list of all my different teams, we can see that all the teams can have from 1 to 6 members, and that I can delete the team, change the dates for each of the level individually, or if I have modified in the meanwhile the canvas that I have inserted, I can refresh the canvas used here according to the latest changes that I have created. Finally, I have a small analytic panels here that will give me for each of the teams or for the entire course some analytics about the notes that have been created, notes have been edited, the number of help asked, and the number of reviews that have been asked. If I go to my dashboard here, I can see the dates that I have inserted for the start of the different levels in my workshop. I can see also some notification about the review I have given or the help I have given. And I can here view my profile and change my username. I can also change my password using the OTP one-time password we saw before. I can also see a list of my actual workshops and the analytics we saw before. Thank you very much for your attention.